rail fans, and welcome into Rusty Boxcar Studios. Thank you for watching the channel. Please subscribe if you are a new viewer who's just found this channel. I hope you guys will enjoy the footage that we have to share today and in each video that we share. Today I'm doing something a little bit different with the rash of derailments, and especially with the incident that Norfolk Southern had up in East Palatine, Ohio. Decided that I would go back through a couple old manifest trains that we had filmed and try to break down for you guys what is in the hazmat cars, show maybe how many hazmat cars are on the trains, and just a little bit of description of what is passing by every day on these trains. So first up, we're going to see a CSX manifest. Filmed this one back in August of 2020, but it seemed like a good relevant unit to take a look at. Filmed it from a high angle, pretty good view of the hazmat placards. So that's going to be a Cincinnati to Nashville manifest, Q573, that we filmed just outside Nashville, Tennessee. It's got, I believe it had about 167 cars, 3 locomotives. 11 of those cars were hazmat, so only about 7%. And so that one was kind of easy to keep up with and describe for you guys the action. It does have a really interesting Canadian National locomotive out second, where I did a little bit of a pause in the video so you guys can get a decent look at the nose of that unit. Second one out is going to be HTULGAL, a BNSF train that we captured in La Plata, Missouri. That one goes from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Galesburg, Illinois. Got that one on September 2nd of 2021. Got a really good angle of this one as well. You can see the hazmats pretty clearly if you pause the video. The problem I had with this one is that there's an extremely high percentage of hazmat cars on it. About 38 of the 130 cars. So we're looking at 29%. And for anybody who's watched trains go through, maybe on Virtual Railfan, the La Plata video camera that's out there, trains go through at a really high rate of speed. So had just a couple minutes to describe for you guys what was in those 38 hazmat cars. Quite a bit more difficult than the first train, but still interesting. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that one. That one's also got a really cool locomotive third out. All 4 locomotives are up front on that. Third out is a Santa Fe war bonnet, BNSF unit 676. So with that, we'll get to the video. Again, hope you guys enjoy. Give me some feedback in the comments of what you thought, and maybe we'll do some of these more often. See you guys next time with another video. Hope you enjoy. Alright, first up here we've got Q573, filmed all the way back on August 2nd, 2020. I got this one at Amqui with a couple CN leaders. We're going to freeze frame it here so that you can see the nose on this C44-9WL, one of the quad window CN units with that interesting bell configuration hanging off the nose there. That was CN 2710, a C44-9W. And then CN 2520, that C44-9WL. This train's going to have 167 cars in addition to 3 locomotives. We'll see one is a DPU. 11 of these are going to be hazmat units. The first one we're going to see in position 34. But prior to getting into that, we're going to see a pretty interesting car in position 33. We're going through some gondolas here. We'll have some steel coils coming up next, followed by a bunch of flat cars. Then we'll get a mix of some gondolas, auto racks, hoppers, a boxcar, and then we'll see this auto rack that I want you guys to pay attention to. It appears that it was either in a derailment, wrecked somehow, crashed, something ran into it, something bad. We're going to see a hopper, a boxcar, and then here's this unit, has lots of damage on it. Then we're going to have our first hazmat tanker. The hazmat placard on it's number 1987. It's denatured alcohol, which is a flammable. Then we're going to get all the way to position 61 before we get our next hazmat tanker. This next one is going to be hazmat placard 2312. Which is molten phenol. It's a poison. An interesting note on it, some of the research I did included how much of each material is allowed on a cargo aircraft, and this is actually banned. So I thought that was a little interesting and a little worrisome. So here comes that car now. Going to be followed up by a couple more center beams. And then we're going to have a long string of about 35 auto racks before we get to the DPU unit. After we see the DPU, we'll see another string of hoppers, and then we'll get into some more tanker cars. The first one's not going to have a label on it, and I'm not sure if those are either non-hazmat type materials or if those tank cars may truly just be empty. It was difficult to see the springs. Sometimes you can tell from the springs whether or not a car is empty or full, but had a little bit of difficulty in the video here trying to figure that out. So just not sure on that. I'm sure that they do often either haul non-hazmat materials or they're going back empty. So we're continuing to see this long string of auto racks here. Again, very difficult to tell sometimes whether or not these are full or not. Sometimes it's easy if you film from lower because you can see sunlight coming through them and you can see shadows of what's in them. This video was taken back when I was using a 13-foot tripod quite a bit, and it's up on a concrete platform. Here comes that CN, that next unit, 3104. It's an ET44AC. And now we're going to have a couple of tankers in a row that are 3257. Those are elevated temp liquids that are above 100 degrees Celsius. Then we're going to have another decent string of cars here, and we will get to when we see the next tankers. Here they are. First one had 1280, which is propylene oxide, a flammable. Then we had 1824 sodium hydroxide, which is a corrosive. Then we had 1075 liquefied petroleum gas, a flammable. And then we had two more with 2055, a styrene monomer, flammable, and 2312 molten phenol, a poison. And now we're going to have a long string of cars that don't contain hazmat. We'll get to another decent sized string of auto racks here, a little bit less than 10. And then two cars after the auto racks, we're going to see position 152 is going to have another tanker that has petroleum products in it, labeled with a 1268. Here it comes. This one right here, that's a flammable. Then we're going to see a string of hoppers and another tanker with 1170 ethanol in it. That one right there, also listed as a flammable. And then we're going to have a long string, or a decent sized string here, of empty tanker cars, followed by some empty hoppers, and then we'll get to the end of this train. Be back in just a second with the second unit we're going to review. Alright, and now we've got a BNSF train. This was taken back on September 2nd of 21 in La Plata, Missouri. It is a Tulsa, Oklahoma to Galesburg, Illinois manifest unit. And it's honestly going to be pretty difficult with the speed this one's going to keep up with all of the hazmat cars. This train is 130 cars with 4 locos and 38 were hazmat, so quite a large percentage. Third up here, we're going to see a Santa Fe war bonnet. So we had an ES44C4 with 3 C44-9Ws trailing behind it. First tanker car we're going to see that has hazmat in it's in position 32. It's going to be numbered hazmat placard 1993, which is diesel or fuel oil, which is considered a flammable. That should be coming up here any moment at the rear of this string of tankers. Then we're going to have a string of hoppers, and we're going to see a bunch more tankers. The first 3 are going to have 2055, which is styrene monomer, a flammable. Fourth one's going to have 2789 acetic acid, which is flammable and corrosive. Then we're going to have a hopper in between. Now we have 3 vinyl acetate 1301 cars, 2 1129 butyldehyde, and a 1276 propyl acetate. Now we're going to come up on another decent sized strain of tankers here that are all going to have 1830 sulfuric acid, a corrosive. Here they are there. And then we're going to have a few cars till we get to position 82, and we're going to have 5 propane cars, numbered 1978. Here they are. Those are flammables. Then we're going to see some steel coil center beam and box cars, and at the rear of those box cars are going to be 2 with 3257 in it. Those are elevated temp liquids that are hot, again, banned on even cargo airliners. And then we're going to go a little bit back towards position 114. We're going to see some hoppers, and then we're going to get a couple of tankers of 1830 sulfuric acid, a hopper in the middle, another 1830 sulfuric acid, and then we have a bunch. We have 9 cars that are 3082 with hazardous waste liquid, a toxic, a 1301 vinyl acetate flammable, another butyryldehyde, a flammable, vinyl acetate, a flammable, and a 3257 elevated temp liquid. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click on the thumbs up below to give us a like. Also, please click on the Rusty Boxcar logo on the right side of the screen to get a subscription to the channel. And send us a comment. Really enjoy reading all your comments, and I try to respond to each one of them. Thanks, and have a nice day.